Hello and welcome to the second episode of C64. This is my new YouTube channel, as a few of you might have noticed already, which has to do with Commodore 64. Now today I will be playing a computer game. This is going to be one of my regular things on this channel, and especially I will pick out games that either I like or ones that intrigue me for some other reason. And the game I've picked out today is probably not one you may have seen before, because I found this in Compute's Gazette, the magazine, issue number 2 from August 1983. So this is just after the Commodore 64 was out. And there was an advert there for different games from a company called Computermat, out of Lake Havasu in Arizona. Now, most of the games in the advert were basically rip-offs of Space Invaders and Pac-Man and all those different kinds of standard issue games that everyone was making clones of. But there was one in particular that had a very interesting description, and it did catch my eye, and I thought, oh, this sounds like they are really exaggerating, and this must be an absolutely awful game. That was my idea. So, this is what the advert said, and I'll put it up on screen for you. Head on. Please do not buy this game if you are the type that says, I'll play it just one more time. Players have been known to start playing Head On at 8:30 p.m. and at 2 a.m. Wonder where the time went. Have you ever tried to explain to someone why you played a game for 5.5 hours? We know of no remedy for the addiction to Head On except to beat the Vic on level 9. No one has done it yet. Will you? We think not. Move your car as fast as you can dare around the tracks. You get 3 cars and must avoid the computer car. Points for the most dots covered. Bonus cars, 9 levels of play. And everything is just $14.95. Amazing stuff. Okay, now let's go play the game. Let's just fire up my trusty Vice emulator. Let's see. Load, found Head On. This is a tape image, which is... I think it's a very small game. It shouldn't take too long to load. Ah, yes, that was very quick. And run. Head on, head on, head on! Copyright Computermat 1982. Do you want instructions? Yes, please. The object of the game is to get all of the dots before the enemy car gets you. That's fine. The enemy will always travel clockwise, whereas you will always travel counterclockwise. That's fine too. You can use these keys to change lanes in order to avoid the enemy car. A and Z, up and down, on the pointy bracket or whatever it's... What is that character called? Kind of brackets. Okay, and the question mark. If you hit it twice before a double slot, you will move 2 lanes and select a difficulty level to start. Okay, I am done reading. It also works with joystick control, although I think this game might be better with keyboard. Okay. Okay. And here we are. So we're choosing level first, and I will start with level 1. Oh, we're starting already. So, okay, so I'm moving right. The computer is moving very slowly. So maybe on should be fine. Okay. So this is quite a simple game. There are no graphics. It's just characters moving around the screen, it looks like. I presume this is a VIC-20 port to the Commodore 64, and... oh, I'm in trouble now. Oh. And... sound is fine, I guess. This is from 1982, and games from this time, this is definitely before people realized what they could do with the Commodore 64 sound. That came a bit later. To start with, it was mostly about sound effects and not about music, so sounds like a car driving. This is fine so far. Oh! Yes, managed to get that. It's a little bit tricky to get the last ones in the openings, especially where there are two openings, because you have to turn out the right time. And oh no, I can't get through that one, can I? Oh! That was close! Whew. Okay. Let's do the ones in the middle. Oh! No, yes, I managed to do that too. I suppose if that had been a higher difficulty level with a faster computer, I would have been in real trouble there. Oh! I think I moved one time there without trying to. That was a bit annoying. Okay, I want to do this. Oh. So the AI of the game is basically just the computer trying to move towards the lane you're in as much as possible, so quite a simple AI. Oh! I was so close to making it without crashing. Well, that's the crash, so that's what it looks like. So using my character to start. So now I should be able to complete this level. Do like this. Oh! So easy to miss those if you press too soon. There we are. Time bonus. Oh, there's a time bonus as well. Right. And now I'm on level 2, which is exactly the same, just is the computer slightly faster, I think. And yeah, that's it, really. And is this an addictive game? Well, there are many games I've played that look nicer, sound nicer, and but it's such a simple game. It really works well. There's nothing fancy. It's just all gameplay focused. What would have been fun in a game like this was, of course, to have 2 players. It would have been much more exciting if you were competing for the dots and trying not to crash. Although, I suppose I don't know how that would work if because you're trying to avoid crashing. But if you're 2 players, both of you would want to avoid crashing, and so it would be a different game. So, well, it would have been nice with a 2-player mode of some sort anyway. Let's just try if I can go back. Can I go back now to... yes. So if I go and select level 9 and see where that takes me. Okay, so I did choose the game with it. Mostly now the computer is moving really fast. I did choose the game with the joystick there, but I started playing with the keys, so it's quite flexible in that sense. Yeah, okay, so this is not as easy as it looks, actually. Does it look easy? Anyway, this is... So this is a game that may have disappeared into obscurity. I suppose very few people would know about this game. I found it in a tiny part of an advert in an old computer magazine, and I somehow doubt that Computer Mat still exists. Oh, that was... Oh, did you see that? That was so close. Oh, that's too close. Ah, okay. That was Head On. What do I think of the game? Well, it's quite interesting because obviously it's a very simple game. It doesn't use graphics. It uses only characters. It's a Vic game that was ported to Commodore 64. It's very easy. Doesn't have anything fancy about it, but still it's actually quite a catchy game, and I would play this game longer than I would play many other games that are much more elaborate. I wouldn't have liked to pay $14.95 for it, even back in the day. I would not have minded picking this up in a sort of bargain bin deal of $2.99, something like that. But it's surprisingly catchy for something so simple. It's it does keep you playing a little bit, and yeah, I quite enjoyed this actually. There are other games that I've tried I would never try again. This one maybe I would. I probably wouldn't play it for 5.5 hours, but yeah, I would enjoy playing it. So there you go. That's all for now, and I am Ensign64, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.